Sam Rayburn Reservoir. It's late May, and the forecast calls for wind. Due to conditions, competitors are allowed to launch from the ramp of their choice. Lines in is at 6 a.m., and weigh-in is at 3. When the trail last stopped here, Hunter Marshall and Trace Odell sacked up 28-16, trouncing the competition by nearly 4 pounds and earning a $41,000 prize package, including a brand new Mercury-powered Nitro Z18. Now, heading into the fourth and final qualifying stop of the season, there's a lot on the line.
Man, we are at Lake Sam Rayburn for the Texas Team Trail event. A lot of sticks in this tournament. Always a great event here at Rayburn. All the locals are excited to jump on it. Man, we're going to go try to catch some fish.
Checking the numbers, we've got 161 teams on hand, fishing for a total purse worth better than $86,000. For the champs, a Triton TRX and Mercury package, plus a pile of contingency money if they qualify. But first, let's talk about conditions.
There's a lot of water in the bushes, a lot of water in the hay grass. There's a lot of frogging, swim jigging. Just going to be a lot of fish caught.
Fish are kind of in a transition here on Rayburn where you can catch them any way you want to do it. You can catch them real shallow, you can catch them real deep, or anywhere in between.
The Bass Pro in Cabela's forecast is calling for a high of 88 with light winds early, then blowing near 20 with gusts to 30 by noon. This will force most teams off the main lake and into the protected coves and backwater.
Catching most of them up shallow. We tried to fish deep, but the wind blew us off our spot, so we're hoping the wind will lay a little bit tomorrow. We can get some brush piles to catch some bigger fish. I think it's going to be anybody's game tomorrow with wind blowing. It's going to be a challenge offshore.
We need the wind in the morning, but it's hurting us throughout the day with the deeper stuff.
How come?
Because you're bouncing in 5-foot swells.
Welcome to Sam Rayburn Reservoir and the top-rated team trail in the nation. This is the Texas Team Trail, presented by Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. It's the last regular stop of the season, and the action starts right now.
Who will be number one?
It's 6 a.m. on Rayburn, and stop number 4 of the 2022 season is officially underway. This is Rob and Phoebe Scott fishing for Ducket rods and Triton boats. Fishing just offshore, they're trying to regroup after a rough start. Launching early and pulling up to their primary spot, they found it already occupied.
That's something about these tournaments you just better get used to. Is you have a plan, you better have a plan B.
We've got to have a plan B, C, D, and E sometimes.
Firing up the Mercury, they made the short run to a secondary waypoint and set up shop.
God, that's no good. I wanted that spot. Oh well.
With the boat in 15 feet, Rob and Phoebe are dragging Carolina rigs over brush piles.
Be here and be hungry. Feel that brush pile at all?
Not yet.
It's post-spawn, and while some bass are still shallow taking advantage of the shad spawn, there's a lot of fish that have already moved offshore in preparation for the summer pattern.
There's a whole bunch of fish down there.
They're not the eating kind.
They are the eating kind, they're just not hungry yet. This time of year here works best, I'd say, is make your bait look like bluegill. Because once the bass are done spawning, that's when the bluegill get up and do it. And they eat their fry and all that stuff, so hopefully maybe a bigger one will make them eat it instead of just bite it. And then one of the tricks I'm doing, which I have did you catch one?
No.
Hook one? I have a clear dip,
But I had a
which I
bite.
take the bait and dip the entire thing in it. Garlic supreme, right? So now that's a clear one. Ooh, smells like Olive Garden. And then I got the yellow one where I just dip the tails. But I like the scent of this. I think the fish like it too. So the more the better. So that's like tons of garlic. Oh yeah.
That was a brush pile bite
Like,
too.
we didn't even
Dragging
catch
it up
it.
in.
Nibbler, or did it actually eat
thump.
it?
Mine was an 8th thump.
If they're able to put things together, we'll check back with Rob and Phoebe later. Moving on, this is Jaden Parrish and Zeke Dryden. Fishing from their Ranger, less than an hour into the day, they've got 5 in the live well and are culling. Throwing a deep diving crankbait over structure, Jaden has a school located and is getting bit on nearly every cast.
We're sitting out here in we're cranking and throwing a Carolina rig on the little hard spot right here, and it's just got a lot of fish on it. We caught some good ones here from practice, and it just seems like there's more fish here. So we're sitting here trying to weed out the little ones and trying to get some better ones to cull up. We got about 11 pounds right now.
A big thanks to all the anglers and sponsors that have made the 2022 season a huge success. Keep an eye out on Facebook and Instagram. We'll be rolling out the schedule for 2023, along with some big changes soon. The Texas Team Trail is brought to you by Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. Your adventure starts here. Ranger Boats, still building legends one at a time. And by Lucas Oil and High Performance Marine Products. Up next, tournament coverage continues from Sam Rayburn Reservoir and the top-rated team trail in the nation. The Texas Team Trail, presented by Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's.
Trust. It comes from experience. Long seasons, short nights. Lessons learned and shared. Sometimes it's easy. But usually it isn't. Seasons come and go, and few things last. But the ones that do are the ones you trust.
Days off are best with sandy feet and smiles as bright as the sun. Those are the good days, when life slows down, and your only job is making memories that nourish your soul. Mercury engines are made for exploring. So are you. Go boldly.
At Lucas Oil, we take pride in creating problem-solving products to make your car care easier. We protect your vehicle and make it run longer so you can focus on the things that matter most. Whether it's commuting to work, visiting a loved one, taking the kids where they need to go, going to the big game, or anywhere life takes you, Lucas Oil is committed to getting you there for all of life's important moments. Lucas Oil, it works.
Welcome back to the Texas Team Trail, presented by Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. We're on Sam Rayburn. It's late May, and this is the final qualifying stop before the championship on Choke Canyon. In addition to the $86,000 in total purse, we're also paying attention to the standings in the Lucas Oil Team of the Year. We've got a tight race, with Gary Kennard and Rick Scott on top and some of the trail's heavy hitters close behind, including former Team of the Year co-winner Todd Castledine. To learn more about the Lucas Oil Team of the Year program, look us up at texasteamtrail.com. Getting back to tournament coverage, this is Paul Garrett and Brian McDonough. With their nitro boat shallow, they're struggling to locate quality fish.
Man, we've only got 3 small ones right now, so probably got like 5-6 pounds maybe.
If that, yeah.
So we're looking for some better fish right now. So these fish I was catching were a little bit bigger than this, so they seem to get a little smaller. And we'd like to at least be in that 14 to 15 range today to have a shot. But we're gonna get out a little deeper here later, and we're gonna mess around.
Starting the day on a grass line, Brian is up front throwing a big crankbait while Paul ties on a drop shot.
Yeah, we didn't get a lot of pre-fishing into this. Yesterday it was such a washout with the wind. So we're just gonna go hit grass, see what happens today.
I'll try this. I don't think it's gonna make much of a difference.
Oh. Yeah, I don't think he's big. Small. Well, I don't think he's gonna make it, but we'll measure.
Kind of embarrassing.
That's all we got.
That's all we got.
Yeah, we definitely got to go find some more fish, some bigger fish. We're fixing to do some different things.
Leaving Paul and Brian, we'll head across the lake and check in with the Ranger team of Bill Guzman and Tim Stewart.
We got a little limit here. We need to upgrade, get a couple of big bites this morning, and we're going to continue doing what we're doing. We're catching fish. We're going to start upgrading for bigger fish.
With winds picking up, teams are having to make adjustments. Staying in touch with clear water has been the priority, but things are changing.
Well, we worked this muddy line here with grass, and the surface of the top of the grass is clear and clean. We worked the top and got no bites. It's definitely muddied up. So yesterday was good, today gone. So we're gonna go back around to our starting spot, and we're just gonna move out deeper, sit in 14, 15 foot of water, punching up to about 8 to 10, right on the break, and with grass, clumps of grass, and see what we can produce.
So you're here, what's going on?
Well, we got our limit quick early in the morning. Took us an hour and a half, hour 15 minutes. A couple of upgrades in between. Now we need to look for a big bite, and I'm flipping for a big bite. My partner back there still using our pattern. Hopefully he'll, get a couple of more to upgrade for what we have in the box. So we're doing a 1-2 whammy here. So hopefully we'll have some good luck here. They're here, just a matter of hitting them in the head, basically. It's been a tough day, I think, because.
What's your presentation of the lures and such?
Oh, what I'm throwing is a 3/4 ounce tungsten with a 4-inch, 4.5-inch pack of crawl. Punching through the grass, just feeling the grass, trying to get a suspended fish on top of the grass or one tucked in the grass. And so they are tucked or they're on top of the grass suspended. And it's basically just reaction time. There you go.
Fish on.
Fish on.
Yeah, good fish.
Sure.
Right here.
Oh, broke you off.
That's a tough break for Guzman and Stewart. Looking at the Ranger replay, Tim had good pressure. That fish just gets unbuttoned. And so it goes. But it's still mid-morning. The right couple of casts can always change your fortune. We'd like to remind you that Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's are the title sponsors for the trail. And if you're looking for the best selections of gear, tackle, and electronics, you need not look any further than BassPro or Cabela's.com. You're watching the Texas Team Trail, presented by Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. This segment is also brought to you by Garmin Electronics, Fight Your Fish, Not Your Fish Finder, Nitro Boats, Pro Level Performance, Mercury Marine Outboards, Go Boldly, and by AFTCO, any fish, any water. Coming up, we're back on Rayburn for the final moments of competition. Then we head to weigh-in, right here on the Texas Team Trail, presented by Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's.
You have a full-time job and you want to be a full-time angler. Don't waste time scouting. You want to catch fish. That's where Garmin comes in. Our mapping with Navionics data lets you see more detail than the fish do. It's kind of a big deal. Oh, and our industry-leading live sonar is so crisp and clear you'll think you jumped in. You're welcome. Now, if only we had a powerful, efficient, whisper-quiet trolling motor. Actually, we do. It's called Force. We knew you'd like that. Less time finding, more time catching fish. Only with Garmin.
The best way to connect with the outdoors is to get outdoors. From setting up trail cameras and tending food plots to getting to your spot before dawn. At every point of the hunting season, a Tracker Off-Road ATV or side-by-side can be counted on to get the job done. Enjoy American-made quality and the great outdoors without breaking the bank. Tracker Off-Road, built for the love of country.
Change. It's inevitable. To improve, you must adapt. The sport is evolving. A paradigm shift is a fundamental change of basic concepts. Don't get left behind. Introducing Paradigm. Paradigm Reels by Duckett Fishing. Pro-driven.
I've made my living on the water for over 20 years.
For 14 years.
For over 23 years.
I've worn a bunch of different clothing brands over the years.
Some companies big.
And some companies small.
All of them said they were making clothing for us. But none of them knew us.
None of them were us.
Except for one.
Except for one.
Except one.
AFTCO.
AFTCO.
AFTCO. AFTCO.
Fishing isn't part of us. It is us.
Back on Rayburn, this season alone, the Texas Team Trail has given out $250,000 in just 3 events. And with another 86 grand up for grabs today, why aren't you out here? It's a low entry fee tournament with 4 one-day events and a championship. We give away 6 boats a year, and we'll be upping that next season. Stay tuned to TexasTeamTrail.com for details. Getting back to tournament coverage, this is the Ranger team of Randy Spence and Jody Hanza. Throwing a 10-inch red worm and a crankbait, they've got a small limit, but like much of the field, that big bite is eluding them, and they're culling for ounces.
I don't think it's gonna help, honestly.
All day.
Yeah, all day.
Red goes.
Yeah, right, that's the smallest one, right?
I believe so. 3,000.
Yeah, that's right. No, not even close.
All right. Calling ounces again. Well, we started shallow this morning, picked up a limit, called a few times, ounces. We're just out here trying to see if we can catch a big one. So far, we hadn't had one go, oh, get the net. So, but you never know, any minute they could show up for us.
Back on Jaden Parrish and Zeke Dryden. It's late morning. With a limit early, they're culling now. Unofficially, they've got near 14 pounds for the day. Jaden has caught most of his fish on a deep diving crankbait. Running through the numbers, they're lacking in size. But with the fish dialed in, he's got a milk run that he thinks might produce.
For the rest of the day, I think we're gonna run these little hard spots and stuff and try to crank. And if that don't work out, I got about 8 hard spots that I want to run. And if I catch a pretty good bag off that, we'll run them again. And if not, we're gonna start hitting brush piles for the rest of the day.
It's getting late in the day, and the wind is really beginning to blow. Out near the main lake, this is the father-son team of Drake and Shane Hart. Shane has been sharpening his skills on the high school circuit, and this is his first go on the TXTT. After a tough day, he doesn't have much to report.
Really, there ain't no highlights. Ain't nothing special so far. Just looking for a couple bigs, that's about it.
With the wind gusting in the mid-20s, holding your position is one thing. Staying in contact with your lure is another.
You think the wind's helping you in this spot or hurting you?
Man, it seems like when it's a south wind in this spot for us, it seems like it's helped some. Especially when, like I said earlier, the shad spawn was going on. All the shad were being pushed up to this bank, and it's flat. There's a lot of grass in here, so it seems like those fish hang out in it with all that shad chasing. So if you can keep your balance, it's good.
Back on Spence and Hanza. Sticking with their pattern, they're culling up. Gentle reminder here, the top 24 get paid, and there's more than $86,000 on the line. Talking with anglers at registration, big fish have been hard to come by. Those that were caught were mostly shallow. The lack of consistency has pushed most offshore, where heavy pressure has seemingly affected the deep bite as well. At best, we're hearing a 2 to 3 pound average. And on Rayburn, that's just not gonna get it done.
Gotta be bigger.
How long we give this spot?
We've been here about an hour.
An hour and 15 or so?
Yeah, we've caught some fish.
Caught 8 or 9 fish.
Not any good ones.
No. The other one's long and skinny. The size is not here.
We're about to move this spot. We're gonna head over to another creek, fish some brush piles that we've got marked over there. We had some bites on yesterday, so we came here. We got some bites. Unfortunately, they just didn't help us too much, but we're gonna keep at it.
With time running out and a lot of water between us and home, our last stop of the day will be with Triton Pro Tommy Shelton and Alex Young. They've got fish, but with the event paying down 24 places, they're still, well, outside the money.
Our day is real slow. I mean, we're catching them up in the trees right here, up on the base of them, but there's no size to them. They're small ones. Yesterday, when I pre-fished, it was, did pretty good. It seems like they're not wanting to do much this morning. And the wind has really kind of kept us out of our spot, where I normally fish. It's just tearing us up. Yeah, I really enjoy this team trail. It's a pretty nice team trail, Texas team trail. You can kind of see it on the internet, what's going on through the year and how the guys are doing. It seems like they're very up to date what you can do. I like to sit out in my garage and turn on my TV, and my wife says, "Go out to do your fish thing, and let me alone." And I sit out there and watch Texas Stream Trail when I'm not fishing.
Now, if you don't have the app, OutdoorAction.com gets you access to every one of the 10 seasons of the Texas Team Trail presented by Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. You can find us on Apple, Roku, or Amazon Fire. Download today. This portion of the Texas Team Trail presented by Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's is also brought to you by TH Marine. From transom to trolling motor. Triton Boats, the driving force of performance fishing. And by Sunline, the strength to guarantee confidence. Coming up, we're headed to weigh-in. It's the last chance to qualify for the championship. Only the top 40 get in. This is the Texas Team Trail, presented by Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's.
Born in Japan, using technology, innovation, and precision, Sunline produces the widest selection of fishing lines at the most technologically advanced line factory in the world. Manufactured at the strictest tolerances to produce victories at the highest levels of tournament bass fishing. From household names like Christie, Swindle, and Cruz, to young guns like Cook, Logan, New, and Welcher, they all trust Sunline to take them to the top of the leaderboard. Choose the line that will give you the strength to guarantee your confidence. Sunline.
Things you let me see. Things you let me see.
Trust. It comes from experience. Long seasons, short nights. Lessons learned and shared. Sometimes it's easy. But usually it isn't. Seasons come and go, and few things last. But the ones that do are the ones you trust.
Welcome back to Humphrey Pavilion in Brooklyn, Texas. Time is up. Competition is over. Stop number 4 of the 2022 season is in the books. We've got better than $86,000 up for grabs today. We're paying down 24 places with more than $13,000 available in sponsor contingency money. Big Bass this week is worth $805, and that went to Darren Longoria and Gerald Bolin.
We was actually fishing deep all day, and we just on a whim went up shallow. I happened to throw up there, and that's when it happened. I mean, it was a fluke deal.
Yeah, within like 10 minutes.
I mean, there's no pattern to that.
Yeah.
It just happened.
Checking in on the highlights. Lucas Oil Team of the Year leaders Gary Kennard and Rick Scott finished 24th with 16:52. Russell Lee and Adam Ware were 9th with 21:30. And Clayton Bullware and Albert Collins wrapped up the week in 6th with 21:89. Heading to the stage for the top of the leaderboard. Marshall Hughes and Cole Stewart locked up 3rd, weighing 23.85. They'll cash a check for $4,092.
How do you think the fishing is on Rayburn right now?
Phenomenal. The numbers game, you can catch tons of fish right now.
It's crazy how many fish actually live in that lake.
Bubba Frazier and Tommy Hill are always formidable. This week, they put 24 pounds on the scale for second place. They'll take home $5,630 for their efforts.
Yeah, it's pretty good. We had 3 spots. Caught fish on the first one, second one. Third one, we caught most of our fish. And it just kept making rounds around them, filling the limit. Got lucky. Caught 2 good ones.
And now for the top spot. Hayden Heck and Michael Contardi are up. And tournament director Mike Hastings has the call.
26-62, new leaders.
I'm shocked, man. I don't know what to say, Came out here from California with my buddy. Get another win under his belt, make it happen. It was cool.
And there you go. A couple of friends, a day's fishing, and it all pays out a cool 40 grand. Here's the rest of the top 10 on the Bass Pro and Cabela's leaderboard. Checking in on the Lucas Oil Team of the Year, we had a little shakeup at the top. With just one event left in the season, Kennard and Scott slip down to third, while Clayton Bulware and Albert Collins take over the top spot. To learn more about the Lucas Oil Team of the Year program, look us up at texasteamtrail.com. Big thanks to Bass Pro and Cabela's. Shop online for the best selection of tackle and electronics. And also a big shout out to Ranger Boats, Nitro, Triton, and Mercury. Coming up next, we're on Choke Canyon for the 2022 championship. We'll see you there.